Hello friends, today we will discuss Erickson's theory, which is also known as psychosocial development theory. It outlines 8 stages that an individual goes through over their lifespan. So a person goes through 8 stages in his life. Each stage involves a specific conflict that serves as a turning point in the development. Successfully resolving these conflicts. There are 8 types of conflicts. If a person resolves successfully these conflicts, his personality will be healthier and he will acquire basic virtues. So we will discuss each stage in short. First stage is trust versus mistrust, and age is 0 to 1 year. This phenomena occurs. Virtue, hope conflicts. Infants learn to trust their caregivers for food, comfort, and affection. Failure to develop trust will result in fear and belief that world is inconsistent and unpredictable. So 2 types of virtues develop, either trust or mistrust. Next is autonomy versus shame and doubt. This occurs in 1 to 3 years. So virtue will conflict. Toddlers learn to exercise their will and to do things for themselves, or they doubt their abilities. So this is conflict creating stage. Third is initiative versus guilt. It occurs 3 to 6 years and it causes purpose conflict. Preschoolers learn to initiate activities and interact with other children, or they feel guilty about their attempts at independence. Next is industry versus inferiority. This occurs in 6 to 12 years. Here it causes competence conflict. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. Success leads to a sense of competence, while failure results in feeling of inferiority. So success makes them industrious and failure makes them with complex of inferiority. Next is identity versus role confusion. It occurs in 12 to 18 years. Its virtue is fidelity conflict. Teens must develop a sense of self and personal identity. Success leads to ability to stay true to oneself, while failure leads to role confusion and weak sense of self. Next is intimacy versus isolation. This occurs in 18 to 40 years. It causes love conflict. Young adults need to form intimate, loving relationship with other people. Success leads to a strong relationship, while failure leads to loneliness and isolation. Next is generativity versus stagnation. This occurs 40 to 65 years. Its virtue is care conflict. Adults need to create or nurture things that will outlast them, often by having children or contributing to positive changes that benefit other people. Success leads to feeling of usefulness and accomplishment, while failure in this stage results in shallow involvement in the world. Next is ego integrity versus despair. 65 plus years people have to face this stage. Its virtue is wisdom conflict. Older adults need to look back on life and feel a sense of fulfillment if they are successful. Success at this stage leads to feeling of wisdom, while failure results in regret, bitterness, and despair. Erickson's theory emphasizes that development is a continuous process influenced by social interactions and experiences across the entire lifespan. Each stage builds on successful resolution of previous stage. If previous stage is successful, the next stage will automatically become successful. So it highlights the cumulative nature of human development.